What is going on, my peoples? Welcome back to the channel. I hope everyone is healthy and well today. All my new viewers joining the family, welcome. Let's jump right into this highly requested video. Can't believe I haven't checked this out sooner. The Unknown Warrior story. The bands of HM Royal Marines. So I guess, some music will be included from this fabulous band. I believe we've actually checked out the HM band before. But, as far as this story, the Unknown Warrior, I have no clue. I have no clue whatsoever. So here we go. This is exciting, man.
By the end of the Great War, the human cost meant that nearly every family from around the British Empire had suffered losses. Many of the fallen remained unidentified, resting in war graves far from home.
So that's what the Unknown Warrior is about? The lost soldiers that are resting, we don't know where, that were never found. Their body parts, remains, their clothing, nothing was brought back from them. Man, like, that sucks. I don't know what's worse. Knowing that they officially passed away, or just, like, you don't know what happened at all to them. Like, they just vanished. Maybe they're alive, maybe they're not. You don't know. You know what I'm saying? Like, would you rather be unknown or no? Like, that's kind of scary, man. I couldn't even go to sleep knowing if my boy out there, something was out there, man. Possibly, because it's unidentified. Like, stuff like that is crazy, man. I'm not going to be pausing a lot, guys. This is not one of those videos where Strac will be pausing a lot. So, here we go.
And remained unidentified, resting in war graves far from home. One man's determination to honor these brave men led to the story of the Unknown Warrior. In 1916, Reverend David Railton, while serving as an army chaplain on the Western Front, had seen a small wooden cross marking a grave with the words, "An unknown British soldier." He later wrote, "How that grave caused me to think. I thought and thought, what can I do to ease the pain of father, mother, brother, sister, sweetheart, wife and friend?" Quietly and gradually there came out of the mist of thought this answer, clear and strong. Let this body, this symbol of him, be carried over the sea to his native land. After writing to the Dean of Westminster, Herbert Ryle, in 1920, he proposed that a British soldier known only to God be laid to rest in Westminster Abbey amongst the kings.
Wow.
This was to represent the many thousands that never returned.
Yeah, it's sad, man.
The proposal was met with enthusiasm, and so began the journey of bringing this unknown warrior back where he belonged. Back home.
And the poppies and stuff used to go back home with them as well. They don't do that anymore. They actually shut down the ceremonial site. But yes, right before Strac could come and visit and see it, man. That sucks, but it is what it is. Poppies used to go right back home with those soldiers, man.
On the evening of the 7th of November, 1920, the remains of 4 unidentified soldiers, one from each of the 4 main battlefields, were placed in the chapel at Saint-Paul-sur-Ternoise, near Arras in France. Brigadier Wyatt and Lieutenant Colonel Gell of the Directorate of Graves Registration and Inquiries entered the chapel alone. The 4 coffins were draped in Union flags and indistinguishable from each other. With eyes closed, Brigadier Wyatt rested his hand on one of the coffins. The selection of the unknown warrior was made. The coffin stayed at the chapel overnight, and on the afternoon of the 8th of November, it was transferred to the medieval castle within the ancient citadel at Boulogne. A Légion d'honneur en masse kept a vigil overnight. The following morning, the coffin was placed in a casket of oak timbers of trees from the grounds of Hampton Court Palace and placed onto a French military wagon. At 10:30 a.m., all the church bells of Boulogne tolled, and the mile-long procession, led by 1,000 local schoolchildren, escorted by a division of French troops, made a solemn march to the harbour.
Everyone must have felt, friends, loved ones, like, man, where could they be at? What happened? You know what I'm saying? That's something you think about forever. This is really cool, showing us real life pictures of, like, this is cool. Last time you seen black and white pictures. That's them carrying it onto the ship. Going back home. Right on.
At the quayside, Marshal Foch saluted the casket before it was carried up the gangway of the British destroyer HMS Verdun. Just before noon, HMS Verdun slipped anchor and, with an escort of 6 battleships from the Atlantic Fleet, crossed the English Channel to Dover. Precious cargo arrived at Admiralty Pier, Dover, to a 19-gun salute fired from Dover Castle. It was placed in utility van number 132 and at...
Why was it specifically 19? Why was it specifically a 19 gun salute? Am I missing something?
Dover Castle. It was placed in utility van number 132, and at 5:50 p.m. on the 10th of November, it began its 3-hour train journey to Victoria Station.
Wow. All of this travel and get it back home. And imagine, well, how much money does it really cost? It's not really about that. It's about getting them back home. For real. And forget how much we gotta spend. How much can it really be? I mean, going across the whole world. It's not what it's about though, right? I just want to know, like, the times we are currently living in, the times we're living in right now, what are the chances of having a lost soldier, a lost warrior? Somebody let me know. You know? Well, what's the chances? You know, are they more likely to figure out who this soldier is and find the soldier if they were lost? Or is this still possible in any country? There's a possible chance that there could be a lost soldier and the bodies may never be recovered again. I mean, this is life. So I know that it's possible. Like, what about now? Is it less frequent? You know, in the times we're living in now? I hope. Because around this time, it was only 4 people. So I'm hoping it's 0 now. But yet again, there's always some stories that come up. There's always something that happens, whether it's somebody getting lost overboard, lost out and about at war. We don't know if they were taken as hostages or this or that, you know? London Victoria Station.
Arriving at platform 8 at 8:32 p.m. and now regarded as a national symbol, the representative of the thousands who made the ultimate sacrifice, the unknown warrior, was greeted by a guard of honor and a large, silently respectful crowd. A plaque marks the site, and every year on the 10th of November, a small remembrance service organized by the Western Front Association takes place between platforms 8 and 9 to honor and pay respects to this most significant of arrivals.
Right.
It remained there overnight under escort until interment at Westminster Abbey the following day. On the morning of the 11th of November, the coffin was placed on a gun carriage drawn by 6 black horses from the Royal Horse Artillery. Huge crowds had gathered as the carriage travelled between lines of troops, their heads bowed and rifles reversed for the short journey from Victoria Station to Westminster Abbey.
It's like sad and happy at the same time. It really is.
Thousands came to pay their respects, lining the route as the carriage drew past, heading towards the cenotaph, a hugely symbolic national shrine commemorating the 1.1 million British and Empire dead of the First World War and celebrating its centennial year. Representing an empty tomb, it immediately caught the public imagination, becoming a powerful focus for the grief of a nation and to honor the fallen, the glorious dead.
So, the tomb of the unknown warriors, or the tomb of the unknown soldiers. So people, you know, they come all year round. It's probably open 24 hours a day, fully guarded, 365 days a year. People coming. Rain, sleet, snow, tornado, hurricane, it don't matter. And do people get to bring like poppies and stuff to, represent? It's like a symbolization of that lost member. Do people bring like poppies, and do they sit around with candles, share memories? Like, what is it like? Has anybody ever had the opportunity to go and visit the tomb, the glorious dead? Has anybody had a chance to go visit this? Do we call it the tomb of the unknown soldiers, the tomb of the unknown warriors, or do we call it the tomb, the tomb of the glorious dead? Let me know, or could we refer to it as all three? But let me know if you ever had the opportunity to come and, take some time out your day. Just show a dedication to these lost soldiers, man, for real. Just all the soldiers, man. That's what I'm saying. Like, people, if you are close, you gotta go and meet these soldiers, these veterans in person. Pay respects to the lost ones, and go shake the ones that are still alive. Go shake their hands, man, for real, because you never know. If you have that opportunity, shake their hands, speak to them, hear the war stories, their experience. How was it at such a young age going out there, getting pushed to the wolves? Like, what was it like? That's what I would do if I was honestly close enough to do that. I gotta go across the world.
Over 1 million people visited in the first week.
These are the people you should glorify. These are the people you should
Over
glorify.
1 million, and to honor the fallen, the glorious dead. Over 1 million people visited in the first week, and as Big Ben chimed 11 o'clock, a 2-minute silence fell throughout the capital, throughout the land, across the empire and on the seas, before the cenotaph was unveiled after the haunting notes of the last post rang out.
And I believe the Remembrance Day that just passed, you could visit the tomb on Memorial Day, Remembrance Day, yeah. But Remembrance Day, forgive me guys, that just passed. Guys, 30,000 people showed out, took the time out of their day to show up and show out and pay a tribute to the lost soldiers, deceased and the ones that are still alive. Young, all ages, young, middle age, old. It shows that people still care, and it was more. I hope it's more and more every single year. It just shows that, people care. And these soldiers at least the old veterans, they won't be there all the time. You don't know that. Like, they're getting older. There's no promise that they'll be there the next Remembrance Day, So why miss out on the opportunity if you're close? Honestly, man. And I'm sorry to speak over this. Beautiful. Is this a trumpet? Clarinet? Trumpet? Is this a trumpet? I'm sorry to speak over that nice performance. I have respect for the instrumentals and the choirs and stuff. I didn't mean, speak over that. I just wanted to get my point across, man. You got to pay respect to these people, because before in times, people didn't really pay too much attention to the military, the stuff they had to go through, this and that, But it seems like more and more people are aware. They're educated, They're popping out. They're showing out and showing love. Yes, to people they don't know. That's what you're supposed to do. Because these people don't know you either. Just sign the contract to go away and fight for your behind. actually go ahead and read it. I didn't want to pause, but I'm actually going to go ahead and read it. Also celebrating its centennial. I did not want to mess that word up. Some of these words I'm actually, on my first time actually learning. I'm not going to lie. Lately, I have been learning nothing but new words, and I like it. Expanding the vocabulary, but it be having me look like a fool. Because why always got to happen on camera? Gosh. But, that's what it's all about. Learning, man. Also celebrating its centennial. Also celebrating its centennial year on the 5th of March, 1921. A set of silver drums consisting of 5 side drums and a bass drum. Okay.
After the unveiling, the king placed his wreath of red roses and bay leaves on the coffin. His card read, "In proud memory of those warriors who died unknown in the Great War, unknown and yet well known, as dying, and behold, they live."
I like that. Unknown but yet well known. Oh, that hit deep. I like that.
In proud memory of those warriors who died unknown in the Great War, unknown and yet well known, as dying, and behold, they live. The cortege, comprising the escorting pallbearers and followed by the king, the royal family and ministers of state, continued to Westminster Abbey. Arriving at the north door of the Abbey, it was flanked by a guard of honor of 100 recipients of the nation's highest military honor, the Victoria Cross. The congregation settled and the choir sang. 100 women selected from the 15,000 who had lost a husband and 1 or more sons, bereft with emotion, took their place, and as the dean began to conduct the service, cries of mourning echoed around the abbey. The procession made its way to the grave, carefully removing the wreath, sidearms and helmet and the Union flag, and lowered the coffin into the grave. After the Lord's Prayer, the hymn "Abide with Me" was sung with spirit and heartfelt emotion as the burial service came to a close. Servicemen from the armed forces stood guard as tens of thousands of mourners on a scale never seen before filed silently past the unknown warrior to pay their respects.
Nice. Are so soft that it doesn't even really sound like anyone is singing. It's like a soft lullaby in the background, man. That's angelic right there. What? It even sound like the choir singing. Like nobody's Adam's apple is vibrating. I know that for sure. Even that's a vibrate. Wow, it's like, my goodness.
The identity of the unknown warrior will rightly never be known. He represents the son of every mother, the husband of every wife, the brother of every sister killed in the Great War and every war. Those whose loved ones were amongst the unknown know that in this tomb there is resting the body of their beloved, and with it brings the hope and joy of many thousands, knowing that this body, this symbol of him, will always be remembered then, now, and forevermore, as the unknown warrior is finally home.
And it's kind of like a faithful thing as well, you know. A lot of faith revolved around this because there are so many families out there. They don't know if that's their son in that casket in the tomb. They don't know. All they know is that he's lost. Now, despite there could be so many more lost soldiers, there's just only 4 accounted for. You see what I'm saying? So that's what I'm saying. Not every family. I mean, it sucks, but every family that comes there, let's say, they're gonna believe that that's their son, their lost soldier. Yes, that's what it's about, paying a tribute, regardless of knowing, you know, or not. This is what life's about, believing in the known and the unknown. You know, how far are you gonna go with it? And this is how far people will go with it, and there's absolutely no problem with that, you know. What I was basically trying to say is, like, there's only 4 unknown soldiers in that tomb. There could be 20 families there that have a unknown lost soldier. There was just only 4 accounted for. But it's the faith, it's the belief system, knowing, like, you know what, and believing, no, I don't care what nobody says, that's my boy in there, you know, no matter what. And I'm gonna see him every year. Facts.
Unknown warrior is finally home.
I'm home. Beautiful. Guys, do you see this? Is it just me? Or is this like is this a private ceremony? Because I did not see really much people in the stands at all besides the people that were supposed to be there. So was this a private ceremony? Was it broadcasted live on TV? Or did you guys see it after the fact? Because I don't see anybody out there in the stands, man. It almost seems like it was a private, you know, tribute. And that makes it even more, oh my gosh, that makes me respect it so much more. So much more to the, like, respect you guys to the fact it's like, you guys don't really care about that dollar. That's what I love, man. Because we know, like, that's what I'm saying. The country I come from, it could have been flooded with, the seats could have been flooded, packed, sold out tickets. Oh, let's make some money and let's make a profit while we have people come to the tribute. It's not about that. It's not about that. It really is cool that they hold such big ceremonies, pay a big respect and tribute to these people. It really is. And it fascinates me because this is coming from an American perspective, because I know what my country's revolved around, the dollar. It has to make sense to have such a big celebration, you know, tribute to lost soldiers. Rather than just keeping them contained somewhere in a facility or something until we figure out, you know, I like that. And they make something out of it. Rather than holding the bodies because of money wise or it's too expensive. Not saying my country would do that. I don't know what they would do, but My countries revolve around that dollar, So it's really cool, hearing that they pay such big respects and they have amazing tributes and dedications towards these lost soldiers. The soldiers that are still alive as well, man. We got people putting on for the countries, fighting for their lives. For real. I'm sitting here making a video. I don't know what they doing right now. Probably fighting for their lives. I'm sitting here comfortable in the heat making a video. Like I said, if I had the opportunity, if I could, I would definitely go and pay my respects, man. Go with Lil Poppy and set it down, by the tomb, man. Everyone, feel free to share your honest thoughts and opinions down below in the comment section. Have you ever had the chance to visit the tomb and to see such amazing tribute in person, or was it live on TV? Do you know anybody out here playing instruments? Do you know the choir guy when I was doing it? What? Just please feel free to share anything you would like to add on to this fabulous video brought to us today. You guys know Strac reads the comments. I'll be posted up in the bed with my feet kicked up, Toes playing with toes. Read the comments. So go ahead, feel free to type away and share some personal experiences, man. You got any family members? Do you actually have a family member that's a lost soldier and you believe that they are in this tomb? Please. And it's an honor to have you watching my video, for real. Everyone stay safe, and I hope to catch you all in the next reaction video.